what is a Styx show like in 2011?
Well, what I would say is that our music was a soundtrack to many people's glorious misspent youth, and they come out wanting to hear the songs like Renegade and Blue Collar Man and Come Sail Away, Too Much Time on My Hands, and that's what we give them. But we give them it in sort of this joyful, high energy, forget all your troubles kind of a mindset. And, escapism was kind of not in vogue. It was in vogue back in the late 70s when we really had our heyday with the Grand Illusion album, which talk about escapism, there's your title. But I think right now, with everything that's going on in the world and how difficult life has become here in the great land of the United States of America, people need a spot to go where they can chill out, they can forget about all that other stuff and kind of reset that button and remember where the joy is for them. And music has this incredible power to soothe, to calm, to inspire, to rev up and get excited, and then in the best cases even to heal illness. And we are the stewards of this amazing power that comes from a higher place. And when we get on that stage tonight, we are going to be rocking it down in a big way and bringing people all the joy that we feel in every fiber of our being.
That sounds great. What about from your point of view then? Talk about the thrill of a live performance from your end.
Well, it's, think of the most favorite legal thing that you've ever done. I get a chance to do it 100, 110, 120 nights a year. Get out on that stage and just celebrate this great team of guys. And we have our lighting director is a female, and she just got interviewed on NPR in New York the other day, so we might have to behave myself and mention her for sure. But we just have a great team of people that love what they do, and this is like the traveling circus without the elephants. It's just a phenomenal thing.
Do you have a favorite moment during the concert? You've got it hundreds of times, but is there a moment every night where everything just clicks?
Well, just taking the stage, we've got some great music that we've sort of put together to this great thing where we borrowed some music from these Finnish guys called Apocalyptica, but they do this kind of heavy metal thing with violins. It's kind of unique. It's kind of a blend of classical and yet has with certainly modern overtones, and then Tommy adds kind of this rap vocal over it, and that kind of sets the stage and goes right into Blue Collar Man, and it's just boom. It's like Pikes Peak Hill Climb, step on that gas and don't stop. So we get to the top.
I was listening to the Grand Illusion in the car on the way in here, and I have to, as a rock star, do you listen to your own stuff ever? Is there a time when you do that?
Normally, no, but we just actually last year in the fall went out and performed the Grand Illusion album in its entirety for the first time ever in front of a live audience, and also the Pieces of 8 album in its entirety, and then we videotaped that, and that's going to be DVD and that outcoming probably beginning of next year when we're finally done post-producing it. But it's for that reason, I did go back and listen to every one of these songs in detail, which I hadn't done in probably 20 years.
That makes sense. In the mid to late 70s, as you mentioned, nobody was bigger than Styx. Were you aware at the time of just how huge things were for you guys?
You know what? Yes, and it paralyzed me. You come out with we came from obscurity and Grand Illusion with our 7th album, and we had one hit song with Lady from a previous incarnation with the Nickel Records. The first 4 albums were there, and then we got a chance to go over to A&M Records, although there was a lawsuit and whatever, but we settled at A&M. We were really excited to be there, and the Grand Illusion finally took off, and we sold, we're selling out arenas everywhere, but how do you follow up when you go from selling 100,000 records to 500,000 to 5 million records? How do the follow-up got to be really good.
Yeah.
And fortunately, my colleagues, the co-writers in the band, were not as paralyzed as I was by the whole thing, and we put 4 triple platinum albums in a row together, which is an astounding thing that we were the first to do. And so it was a heck of a ride. We sold out Busch Stadium in June, and what was July of 1978. So we we hit some high spots there, and then couldn't get along and broke up for 13 years in 1983.
But you're back now with this
with
this particular version of the band. Which of your music, either something you wrote or something the band did together, which of it makes you the most proud looking back over the years?
Well, I mean, the whole body of work is just incredible, and the song Renegade that Tommy wrote, but I like to think that I helped force the arrangement into the more rocket song that it is, because it was very Alan Parsons-esque, kind of brooding and mysterious, and I said, man, we need that big arena rock song, and I think this can be it, and I just put these heavy guitars on there when Tommy was going to the studio one day, and everybody came back and said, wow, that's great, and so that's we lived with that, with sort of me pushing it towards the rockier edge, and I mean, that song just is, young people discover that song, and we've had, parents come tell us that our 15-year-old son came to us and said he heard this song by this great new band, the song's Renegade by this new band called Styx, and they go, well, it's not exactly a new band.
I mean, the instrumental break in that is so hard rock, and it's interesting to know that was sort of your baby. And then when the vocals come in right after the instrumental break, and it's so big, that's one of those oh wow moments.
Well, that's vintage Styx. Those three voices singing in harmony, just powering it out, and that's to me that's Styx in a nutshell. Killer harmony vocals and rockin' undercurrent with just a great sense of having fun.
And it comes off that way. I love that moment. And you've met so many rock and rollers over the years. Is there anybody that made you nervous to meet, or anybody that you'd still be kind of nervous to meet?
I met Eric Clapton for the first time last year at the Crossroads Festival in Chicago, and I was, he was in the room there, but I was, and I definitely wanted to meet him because I know he's aware of us, and we had actually played at this Crossroads Festival in 2004. But I just, he's a busy guy. I just don't want to bother him. But a buddy of mine who makes feature films just went over. I said, I'll talk to him. So he talked to me about him over, and we had a chance to talk. And it was great because I really sort of, it was his Crossroads solo. He played on the song Crossroads from the Cream live at the Fillmore that I slowed down to half speed and then learned it note by note at slow speed and figured out how he played it and did that. And I just told him, thank you for that. And he said, well, I made some mistakes in this. So I go, what? Because I got off the beat in a couple of spots, and I go, well, I didn't notice it. I still don't notice it, so it just shows you. Eric couldn't have been sweeter, couldn't have been greater, and I mean, he's raising millions of dollars every time he does one of those shows for charity for his drug rehab thing down in the Caribbean, so it was a great thrill of mine, and yeah. I still want to meet Keith Richards.
You still want to meet Keith Richards? Is that what you said?
Yes, I do.
Well, yeah, I bet it'll happen. First ABBA, then Queen, Billy Joel, most recently Green Day. They all have musicals on stage. Could it be that Kilroy Was Here was just ahead of its time?
Well, I would think, who knows? I mean, the great news is that there is a musical called Rock of Ages that does use the song Renegade and Too Much Time on My Hands, and my colleague Tommy Shaw, of course, wrote those two and co-wrote the song High Enough to be sang in Damn Yankees, which is also the three songs in there. That's now they're going to make a feature film out of the successful Broadway play, and Tom Cruise is going to be singing Renegade. So it's
wow,
blows my mind. Yeah,
I didn't realize those songs were in that show. Well, that's good to know. I'll have to go see it just to hear another take on Styx classics. Future plans for Styx, James. Any thoughts how this is going to continue down the road?
Well, I look at B.B. King, and he's in his mid-80s, and he's still out there playing the blues. I always